Say shalom to all my brothers and sisters, those that are near, those that are far off. Those brothers and sorry about that. Oh, as I was saying to my Israelite brothers and sisters, those that are near, those that come to understand the prophecies from Yeshua HaMashiach, whom according to Isaiah 28:9, the world have come to know through the stammering lips and the foreign speech of the English language as Jesus the Christ. We like to say greetings to you on this afternoon. And then also to our brothers and sisters that are far off, those of our brothers and sisters that still reside in the religious constructs of this world. I'd like to say shalom, shalom to all of my brothers and sisters, to our brothers that reside in the religious constructs of Christianity and Islam. We like to say greetings to you on this afternoon. Peace be upon you. May something be said through the use of the scripture and may add a blessing to those that hear the messages that are going forth. Now we're going to start this by saying what we're not saying before we say what we are saying, because we don't want people to be confused as it relates to the ministry. We were taught to bring a tenth of our income so that we wouldn't be found as robbers of the Most High and as crooks and as thieves. And for the most part, we did bring a tenth of our income. We did pay our tithes. And because of the many monies spent, we're not going to say that every pastor, every church leader was corrupt or crooked, because that's not the case. There were many times that that money that we did bring was used for good use. I remember when we was coming up as a young family, coming up, when my children were young, I remember many times that going short on food or something like that, you know what I mean? And then the church had a food pantry. And then through the holidays, the Thanksgiving, the Christmas, it was always free turkeys for the families and stuff of that nature. And then, there was times that people could have problems and, be done for them. I remember those days. So I'm not saying that the time that we gave a tenth of our income was for the corruption of men, because it wasn't. I'm not saying that. So I want to get that right out gate. And so I was on the phone with our elder Emmanuel ben Eleazar. Well, I call him, he's one of my elders. And I can't speak for nobody else, but he's one of my elders, and we all have to have elder people that's in our life that can give us guidance, that can give us counsel. When I have gone as far as I can go, I have to have people that come alongside and then give me instruction on what I'm supposed to do. When I got trouble, problems in my life, then I have to deal with people that are able to counsel me in those areas and then replenish me. So, and my brother, Elder Emmanuel ben Eleazar, have been on, he had been in the land, in the Holy Land. He had been in our homeland for over 39 years, okay? And then I just get informed, I noticed that the last time he called me, the phone kept going dead. It was like we couldn't get a good connection, but before he got off the phone, he said they tampering with me, Elder, they tampering with me, he said, and they are shutting down all of these things, all of these resources that we have come to be, and then after that, I tried to call him back, and I couldn't get him neither. And I hadn't heard from him until yesterday when he called. But when he called, he said that, Elder, bombs are dropping over here. He said, bombs are dropping over here. He said, and, it's a wonderful thing with the work that our brothers and sisters are doing. back home in the States. He said, well, one of the things that you need to help the brothers and sisters that's out front understand is that we have to give our people an opportunity to stand on what it is that they say that they believe, because we can't just love each other in word only. We also have to love each other in deed. He said, and you know what? He said, and when this stuff really starts shutting down, he said, they start shutting these stores down and shutting these stores down and shutting all this stuff. He said, do you really think that them that call themselves Jews are going to feed us? And you have to say, no, they're not going to feed us. So he reminded me once again on the importance of our brothers and sisters to become sowers of good seed. Now, financial seed. Seed, any kind of seed that anybody is able to sow is a seed worthy of reproducing something, whether it's prayer, whether it's encouragement, or whatever it is. But the one seed that our people tend to leave out now that we're not in Christianity anymore is the financial seed. We need to be sowers of financial seeds as well. Now, we started up a helps ministry. I had no idea it was going to go in that direction, but on Facebook, upon the death of our young general, our beloved young general, Deshaun Tatum, we started up the PayPal account and everything as a means to raise money so that we could support the wives and the children and try to get him buried. And from there, we left the account open, and there have been many people that have received help. Over the course of this last year and a half, there have been many people that have received help that have came as a direct result of the seeds that brothers and sisters have sown into these different vehicles that's set up. And so I fully understood, but talking to Elder Manuel, it went to a whole nother level right there, because he is right there over there in the land. And I can fully comprehend that, but that's the thing. And so, you know, I'm no beggar. I own my house, and this is not no bragging. I'm just stressing these points to make people understand that I don't need your money. You see, when people sow these seeds are for a reason. And see, the Most High have a watchful eye to watch, and just like then, I wouldn't been able to see him. Elder much, and that's the point that he was making. We have never asked people for no tithes. We have never collected nobody's money. We have never made people feel obligated to do anything, and we have carried the ministry and funded it out of our own pocket according to the things that the money need to get our brothers and sisters. Because many of our brothers and sisters are in a better place. Many of them are financially well off. Many of them have more than enough to spare. Sometimes they just don't know where they're going to put what it is that they have. And so it is called a ministry. When you start looking at the gifts, when you start looking at the gifts that have been distributed amongst the body, then one of those ministries is dealing with any form of ministry that helps people. Well, it could be sheltering somebody, it could be feeding the homeless, it could be encouraging people, it could be praying for them, it could be opening up your door for them, it could be putting some clothes on their back. Anything that falls up under the line of helps, it is a ministry. And everybody is not equipped with the same ministry, because the person that don't feel good about giving, it's not his ministry to do. But there are some people that they will never be without anything, because only thing they do is give. And the Most High promised that he will continuously give seed to the one that's sowing the seed, and that each time the seed will come rejoicing, and he'll come bringing his seeds with him. No matter how many he throw out of his bag, the Most High will be filling the bag up from the bottom, throw them out, because it's a ministry. It's a ministry. And that's one of the things he reminded me of. See, we still here in the United States, where everything is all well, everything is good. We still can go to the grocery store, we still can go to the doctor, we still got all of these amenities. We can still jump in our nice car and ride and this, that, and the other. See, we still here, so those things are not real to us. But when I'm telling that he say, Elder, it's bombs dropping here. And it's just a matter of time. Tell our brothers and sisters that's out front in ministry, need to start getting those people that are connected to them together, and they need to start sowing some seeds and stockpiling some things, because you never know when this stuff unfolds. We are going to need some of our brothers and sisters in the States to aid and assist us so that we can be preserved through this thing. And at the end of the day, the Most High's promise is that he's going to be bringing us back into the land. But we have brothers and sisters that are already in the land, that already have boots on the ground in the land, that are going to have to be preserved until the Most High get around to doing what it is that he was doing. And it's not that we're seeking to meet the totality of anybody's needs, because we're not. The Most High is the one that promised that he would supply all of our needs according to his riches and his glory. But he also tells us to be givers of alms, to be sowers of good seed. He also tells us things like that we are to look out for each other, that we are to care for each other. We're to look out for the widows. We're to look out for the homeless. We're to look out for the fatherless. We're to look out for all of these people. You see, the scripture makes it plain and clear over and over again. But as I said before, everybody don't operate in the gift of helps from that standpoint. And so, as we said before, we started the PayPal account up on Facebook. And this video will get shared to Facebook as well. I'm just moving my platform from Facebook to YouTube, because I'm tired of Facebook, messing with the videos when you ain't saying what they want to hear. So I said I'm just gonna move it from Facebook to YouTube. But for my YouTube listeners, because I'm not technologically advanced, and I don't know how to put intros on my videos, and I don't know how to put up PayPal links or Cash App links, I just simply had to come on here and say it. The PayPal account is paypal.me/DIMITRI Dimitri78. paypal.me/Dimitri78, or Cash App at Dimitri Milligan. Now, mind you, I am no Christian pastor, and all Christian pastors don't fall into this category, but I don't pride myself on being no hustler, you see, because when the Father's people call or something happen, you want to be able to do something for people. Even if you can't do that much, you want to be able to at least let them see the Father's hand of provision show up in their life some type of way. And so for those people out there that might have a heart in this area, you don't no longer go to church, you was used to committed to giving 10% of your income, and you was committed to giving offering and doing all type of other good things out of a genuine spirit and a pure motive. But now we're not in church anymore. We're not in church anymore, and we still have the same issues now out of church that we had when we were in church. And so, brothers and sisters, if we don't learn how to take care and assume the responsibility for each other, it's something, So and all the way down to yesterday, people are still receiving help and assistance. The only problem with that is that when brothers and sisters close their hand, then the only thing that those that's out front can do is we have to do it all on our own, out of our own pocket. And the worst thing that can happen is that somebody have a need, a genuine need, and then you are unable to help them in any type of way because you've been drained. But little becomes much when we put it in the master's hand. So when we all collectively come together with sowing just little seeds, they become many seeds, because we can do far more together as a body of people than we can do, single-handedly on any day. And so, and I ask once again that for those brothers and sisters that have a desire in their heart to sow some seeds, and try not to look at it like you doing something or that you contributing to a man. If the Most High, whatever the Most High's vehicle is, if that vehicle is used to become a blessing in your life, then you ought to make sure that that vehicle that's being a blessing in your life have the necessary fuel that it needs to keep picking up steam and momentum and to keep moving forward, and that it can be a blessing to many other people as well. Now, when we collectively come in there and join in, those are your fruits. Those are your fruits, and those are your labor that's going into the ministry. Whether anybody sees it or not, the Most High sees everything. If you sold $2, you best believe the Most High seen it. It don't make no difference what happened to it, where it go. When it get where it's going, that $2 seed that's sown will be accredited to your account, and it'll be coupled by a prayer that we ask that the Most High double and triple everything that the givers have left. You see, and somebody's life is going to be blessed. And this is the way that the scripture comes to fulfill itself as it relates to our reward, when it says, when you do your good deeds or you do your alms, let not your right hand know what your left hand is doing. That your alms or your good deed may be seen in secret by your heavenly Father, and then your heavenly Father will reward you openly. Well, see, when you sow your seed, you don't know where your seed is going. You don't know where it's going. You don't know what house it's going to end up in. You don't know whose table it's going to end on. You don't have no idea. You see, your seed is just out there, but wherever it's getting sold, you don't even know. So it becomes a secret. But the Father knows exactly where that $2 is going to end up. He knows exactly who is going to bless. He knows exactly who is going to benefit. And then he promised that what's done in secret, he will add an open reward to whatever it is that you was able to do. Now, I applaud many brothers that the Most High have blessed them to be in great financial shape to where they don't have to ask people for money. Well, I don't have to ask people for money because I don't have no church, I don't have no congregation, I don't have no building that expenses need to be paid on. I don't have anything. I have the normal expenses that anybody else have, but I am able to take care of my expenses on my own. My house is paid for, my cars is paid for, I don't have outstanding debt, and I'm not no flashy, flamboyant type of person looking to use the Most High's people's seeds as fuel for my own life. So that's not my issue right there. But I do mean make brothers and sisters understand that there are many more brothers. This is part of my ministry. Part of my ministry is not to be bound or handcuffed to no building or to no particular group of people. My ministry that the Most High give me is one of freedom, one of utter freedom, that I can float and I can just move and I can be mobile and I can, you know what I mean? If I need to be over here, I can be over here. If I need to be over there, I can be over there. If I need to answer the phone, I can answer the phone. If I need to answer the message, if I need to talk to somebody, counsel somebody, that's my ministry right there, is to have the freedom to be up close and personal with the Most High's people, so nobody have to do anything to me, anything for me. But because that's the ministry that the Most High give me, I'm in constant contact with the brothers and sisters. And not all of them are in down times. Some of the brothers and sisters are in good times. Hey, elder, we put this over here. Hey, we put this over. And then there are some that's in bad times. Hey, I need a little help. How's it going? The marriage is in trouble. Everything is, you know what I'm saying? These are just different ministries. These are just different ministries. He said, Elder, I can't find you on Cash App. I'm on Cash App under Dimitri Milligan. That's D-I-M-I-T-R-I Milligan, M-I-L-L-I-G-A-N. And under the PayPal account is paypal.me/Dimitri78. That's D-I-M-I-T-R-I 78. Yep, and we want to make sure that our elders over there understand that we don't just blow off what they saying, because we can't even imagine what it was like to hear a bomb, boom, boom. We hear a tire blowout or a gunshot. We ready to run all over the place. Now imagine you got bombs dropping. This is what he said. He said, Elder, there's bombs dropping over here. He said, dropping over here, and quite naturally, you understand what I'm saying, that they're in a region you can't find them on PayPal either. Well, at least paypal.me/Dimitri78. Dimitri 78. Let me see if I can put it up there some kind of way. Let me see. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, I guess I can't type. I guess I can't. Some messages such as, I guess I can't make no message. I don't know. I can't make no message. Okay. Well, it's on there. It might take you a while. Some of the things the Most High gonna see. How bad do you want to be a seed sower? Do you want to be a seed sower into the kingdom? Bad enough to stop at nothing until you find it. That's the thing right there. And not only that, Elder Moniel has sent me a message today that I am going to come back a little later after I do these last little lines. I'm gonna come back a little later and okay, yeah, okay, all right. PayPal.me/DIMITRI78. That's Dimitri 78. Or the Cash App is Dimitri Milligan, DIMITRI Milligan. Might want to get a P.O. box for money orders or for us old folk. Well, that's fine too. That's fine too. I don't have a P.O. box, but I have another house that I just use just to store my lawn equipment and stuff like that. And so that address is 7113 South Benton Avenue, Kansas City, Missouri 64132. That's 7113 South Benton. South Benton is one word. South Benton Avenue, Kansas City, Missouri 6432. And then we're gonna go all the way out. We're gonna go all the way out. We're gonna go all the way out, and we don't just build up our brothers and sisters by helping them financially or buying the things that we need. It also becomes an open door for us to deal with our brothers, to deal with the lost sheep, to bring the their life, to make them understand why they're in the condition that they're in, to tell them about the curses. Is also used as a means that we can challenge our brothers and sisters where manhood is concerned, because there are things that a man is supposed to be doing. A man is supposed to be working every day, and if a man is not working every day, he's supposed to be looking for work every day. And if won't nobody hire him, he's supposed to be trying to hire himself, because he got to takes for him to take care of his family. And sometimes when our brothers fall on hardship, it gives us an opportunity to go in and deal with our brothers about some things in their life that may be foolishness. And it's the same way for some of our sisters. When our sisters can't comprehend, when they need help because they are single parents and things of that nature, it gives us the opportunity to minister to them in a way that challenges them to pull their life in balance with where the Most High mean for it to be. It gives us opportunities sometimes that we wouldn't normally have, because you can't just go and interject yourself into somebody's business. But if every time you turn around, one of these sisters needs some help with this or needs some help with that, then we're able to go in there and tell them, hey, sister, you need to get yourself together. It's not good for a man to be alone. The Father didn't make you just so you can be out here by yourself doing what you gonna do. You need to stop buying that hair weave. You don't have no money for no hair weave and getting your fingernails done. You got misplaced priorities. You buying your wants and begging your needs. You see, these gifts that people sow, they enable us to do ministry with the Most High's people, and enable us to walk through doors that we would normally not be able to walk through. And so, and then sometimes it's a genuineness there that we don't need to go in. We just be the Most High's eyes, ears, and legs and hand of provision showing up in people's life. And besides that, the Messiah said, give, and it shall be given. Shall men given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, shall men given to your bosom. Solomon said, cast thy bread upon the waters, and after many days thou shalt find it. What is he saying? He said, everybody is going to have a test. Everybody going to have a trial. Everybody going to have a storm. But when it's time that you're doing good, take your substance, take those gifts, take that substance that you have, and start casting it upon the waters. And the waters always represent the people. Cast thy bread and thy substance, thy bread, thy financial substance, cast it out amongst the people. And after many days, when it's your time of need, you shall find it, because you have distributed your substance amongst the brothers and in your time of need. There are other scriptures in there dealing with the faithful, the unjust steward who was counted as a wise man, because when he heard that his boss was going to fire him, he took the boss's money and now began to slash people's debt in half. You owe my boss 100. Okay, I'm gonna slash your debt into half. Now you owe him 50. You owe 75. I'm gonna slash your debt into half. Now you owe 35. That when he was out of work, those people that he done those things to, they would remember what he done for him, and they would do and come to his aid, and therefore he was an unjust steward, but he was classified as a wise servant, you see, because he understood these principles. That's why I don't have no problem giving nobody anything, because it ain't never been a time in my life that I needed anything that the Most High's hand of provision didn't show up, and it didn't fall out of heaven. His hand of provision always showed up through one of the brothers or the sisters. You see, one of my brothers on here heard me doing a video a few weeks back, because I had to make it through a hard week, a hard winter, and my job description is only through the fall. You see, and he heard me, and I wasn't complaining about it, but I was saying how, you know, you're trying to do good, but you look in here and wham, here you get a shut-off notice, and you ain't got money to pay the bill, and then that takes you from your good place, spiritually mindedness, where you at, and it transforms your mind someplace into worry. And that brother heard that, and next thing I know, he said bam, and it was taken care of. You see, that's how the Most High's hand of provision shows up in our life, you know. And anybody that's living in this life, we all know the same thing, because we all come from the same place. When I was coming up as a kid, we was all poor. Sometimes you got fed by the neighbors. Sometimes you got fed when you was at your friend's house. There was many days that I was asked the question, "Are you hungry, son?" And I say, "Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am." And I ate, because there was no food at home. But there was food at my friend's house. You see? And it seemed like all of my friends had food, but I didn't have none. That's what it seemed like. You see? It seemed like all of my friends' family had food. So I spent a lot of time with my friends and their family. And one of the reasons why I got such big family now, I got extended family. I got family right now that my brothers and sisters still ain't met. They say, "I can't believe how much family you got." I got extra mamas and daddies and brothers and cousins and nieces that my immediate siblings don't even have no idea about, because these people have taken care of me when I was coming up, you see. And it really wasn't it. It was the Most High's hand of provision on my life the whole time. And through those things, I wouldn't trade them in the world, because through those things, this ministry of helps had been born into existence from the things that I had been through. I will never see a person hungry. I wouldn't care who it was. You will never be hungry in my presence. When my wife cooked, even though we're down to two of us, when my wife cooked, she knows. We were having a little thing last week, and I looked and I said, "What is this?" She said, "Well, this is the food I'm going to cook." I said, "You got to be kidding me." Because it was only about 20 pieces of chicken, right? And I just had a couple of my daughters over. She said, "Well, baby, it wasn't nothing but us and the kid." And I said, "Baby, now you know better. You know, you always have to have more than enough food, because we don't never know who gonna stop by, who gonna come by. So we always, and even though it's just two of us, we still cook. Our food that she gonna cook today could last us until the weekend. That's how much of it'll be. But it won't last us to the weekend, because somebody always gonna come and somebody always gonna be hungry. And that's the beauty. And I get joy out of that. I get joy out of seeing a person eat till they can't eat no more. So much food that at the average barbecue, you be ready to get you a plate and everything gone. But not at no barbecue that I'm going to have. I'm going to have a barbecue. The food just going to keep on coming until you start, you get so full, you looking at the food and then just get sick. I don't want to eat no more. It was just so much food. That's because that ministry is born out of my hunger as a young child coming up. And I'll tell you a story, and then I will end this video, and I'm going to put those things back up there again. I was a kid. I was about 7 years old, and I had to go to the dentist. And so my brother was taking me to the dentist. But I was so hungry. I was the baby. And I don't know if sometimes it felt like the baby didn't need that much, or if they just forgot about the baby, trying to make sure that they was eating, because they ripping and running. They ripping and running and steal a can of Vienna sausage and they eating that. But I'm the baby. I can't do all of that. And I was so hungry. I was so hungry. And we was walking through the dentist's office. And I looked, and it was a half of a brownie up under a chair in that dentist's office. And I said, man, I knew my brother wouldn't let me get that brownie. I knew he wouldn't let me get it. I was so hungry. Man, when I got an opportunity and my brother wasn't looking, man, I slid up under that chair. I grabbed that brownie, man, and I ate that brownie. And that brownie was so satisfying. I still remember this to this day. And I'm 52 years old. And that was almost 45 years ago. That hunger was so intense that I crawled up under the chair in the dentist's office and got a brownie off the floor and ate that brownie to satisfy my hunger. That's a true story. There were many other days that I spent hungry, but that day right there, it's what stands out. And so, until this day, 45 years later, I don't find nobody around me hungry. I'll spend my last dollar to feed somebody because I've been hungry. And right now, to this day, I have a problem. And you can almost call it gluttony. You see? Because I went to the doctor one day and I told him, I said, look, I don't feel good. My stomach is just, I feel like I'm bloated, full. She said, well, I know what the problem is, Mr. Milliken. She said, I came up like you. And I got a black doctor too, sister. She said, we came up and we was hungry. We didn't know when we was gonna get another meal. And we was made to eat everything on our plate. So sometimes we had to stuff ourselves to get everything that was on our plate in us. But another reason why we stuffed ourselves is because we didn't know when we was gonna get another meal. She said, but Mr. Milliken, you're not that little boy anymore. You're not that little kid anymore. You have to now control your eating. You now have to control your eating. And when she showed me what a serving was, I could have just started crying. And I said, I can't get full off of this. You know what I mean? But she said, this is all you need. Right now to this day, I go to sleep and I be so full that I had to unbuckle my pants. That's something that requires prayer. That's something that requires prayer, because that is something that damaged me the time that I was a kid. And I still live with it right to this day. I don't want to be hungry again. So I eat until I can't eat no more. And then I just be so full that I just be miserable. You understand what I'm saying? And I know that that's not right, because that is gluttony. That's what the Bible called gluttony. But see, this is what I'm saying, is that we get scarred in our lives sometimes, and you don't even know why you like that you are. You don't know. That's why these things are so important for us now. You see, if we don't allow our people to experience these things, then they're not affected by these things 40 years later. You see? So whatever it is that we can do to aid and assist each other, and grant you, brothers and sisters, and many of brothers and sisters know, I look at the comments, I try to respond to as many comments as I can respond to. There are many brothers and sisters that call me on the phone, that they might call me on Facebook Messenger. I try to answer my phone. I want to talk to my brothers and sisters. I'm not no Hollywood star. I'm not beyond getting in touch with. I'm not that kind. I don't have no bodyguards guarding me. I ain't on the 30th floor. We brothers and sisters. You see? And that's just how our relationship building gets what it's supposed to be. You know? Now we come up in a mega church and we give people all this money and this and that and the other, and we can't even get up there to shake their hand. What kind of stuff is that? So I just wanted to say that. So the account once again is paypal.me/Dimitri78. That Dimitri is spelled with all I's, Dimitri. paypal.me/Dimitri78, or Cash App simply up under Dimitri Milligan. And then hopefully you understand what I'm saying. I'll be able to contact Elder Emmanuel Ben Eleazar, who is, as once we said, he's been over there in the homeland for over 39 years. And he said, man, when we got here, he said there was no city. He said it wasn't even a town. He said it really wasn't even a village. You know what I mean? But they pulled their resources together and they did what they had to do and they have survived. They have survived. You know, it's not like America. They're not driving around in no fancy cars and handling no, all the tangible things that we have over here in the States, but they are closely connected to the spirit of the Most High because of where they're at. And we are their brothers. We are the only thing that, he said, Elder, man, you got to be serious. He said, it's bombs falling. He said, and they're going to start shutting this down. He said, but do you really, he asked me the question, he said, do you really think that these people gonna feed us? They much rather let our people starve to death. And so he came to me with a plea that I will come, and this video gonna go to Facebook and anywhere else that it can, for those brothers that call themselves leaders. You wanna be out front doing something? Then do something constructive, like caring for the Father's people. And not just trying to bring no limelight, no neon lights to your name because you got Israel attached to it. But you ain't got no works following you. You ain't got no arms following you. You see, we don't matter what we say about how good the Most High is. The question is, what do your brothers say about you? Can your brothers tell people and go and brag on you about how good you are? That's the question. On you. Is anybody bragging on you like we brag on the Most High? Is anybody bragging on, oh, the Most High is so good, the Most High is so loving, oh, look what the Most High, who's bragging on you about what you done for them, how you done blessed them, how you done turned their life around? Who's bragging on you? So that's what it is, man. So let us, and just be mindful. And I appreciate those brothers that the Most High have put in positions to where they don't never have to ask people for anything. But as I said before, I'm not asking people for anything to fund my ministry, because my ministry is not funded off of money. My ministry is funded off of the word of the Most High and random acts of kindness or random acts of obedience to the Most High. That's my ministry. That's the grand sum total of my ministry. So anything that comes in the form of seeds being sown, they will come, they will deal with that part of my ministry that is a result of what the Father have given me. You see? Because my obedience to the word and my deliverance of the word, it causes people to connect with me. And it's when those people connect with me that those seeds that's being sown, now they start up a whole new ministry that don't even belong to me. Oh, don't get me wrong. My seeds will be wrapped right up in there too, because I ain't letting nobody ride on no blessing without me. My seeds will be wrapped right up in there too. So for those that can and will, let's we can do something. We can start showing some love and support, and we can make sure that that none of our brothers and sisters out here are starving to death. And then on top of that, there's much to be covered, because the Bible says no to whom you do your good to. So I don't want nobody to just start sowing seeds in this direction. No, go crawl up me with a mic. my Facebook page. Go scour me out. Go look all in my life. Find out. Look at my life. Do like the IRS and look at my life and know to whom you doing your good to. You got to know. You got to know that before you do anything, I need to know that this dude ain't corrupted. I need to know that this dude ain't crooked. So go and take your magnifying glass and crawl up through there and look through whatever you need to look through. And see, when you get through with that, because that's what we do, we're going to know to whom we do our good to, because when people, brothers and sisters, sow seeds, those seeds are not just going no anywhere. We're going to know exactly who they're going to. We're going to know whether what they saying is legitimate. We're going to know what they saying is legitimate or not. So if it's legitimate, then they're going to witness the hand of the Most High in their life. And if it's not, then you know what? They just going to be partakers of the suffering of life. You see, and the Bible tells us to give to the godly man and do nothing for the sinner. So we on all that stuff, the people of the secular world, you won't be able to use this help ministry like you use the Salvation Army or the Red Cross or all your local assistance program. You won't be able to use this ministry like that. You see, we're going to know to who we do. We're going to do good to the godly. We're going to do good to our brothers and sisters that's trying to serve the Most High, that's just encountering a problem here or a problem there. And so we're going to do that like that. And then, you know, we're going from there, we're just going to let our light shine before men. And whatever we do, we're going to do it with our whole heart as though we was doing it for the Most High. And because that's who our reward gonna come from. You know, that's a sad thing, because you got plenty of people out here that they don't mind lifting their hand or they don't mind doing something, but the problem is they don't do it with their whole heart. And they don't do it with their whole heart as if they're doing it for the Lord. Because see, now what they do is they'll do something and then they looking for you. They're looking for you to change the message. They're looking for you to soften the blow. They're looking to you, if you see me and sin, don't you bother me because I done it. Well, baby, this is the wrong place. This is the wrong place for that. You can't sow nothing over here, because ain't nothing gonna change over here. Everything that's over here is gonna be genuine. It's gonna be spirit filled. It's gonna be according to the scripture. And if you ain't doing it with your whole heart as if you was doing it to the Lord, because that's who you're going to receive your reward for. You ain't going to receive no reward from me. You can sow into this over here today and get slapped in the mouth tomorrow as though it was nothing happened. If you worthy, if you deserving of it, because you are a brother and we love you. But we know that a gift spoileth the heart of wise men. And when you find men that are doing good work in ministry, that are exercising wisdom, the first thing people want to do is try to bribe them with gifts or with money so that they can stop doing what they're doing. But we're aware of all of those things, because the Spirit goes before us. So we're aware of these things, that we're looking for brothers and sisters that have genuine heart and pure spirits and pure motives, that are willing to go out there and be a blessing for the brothers and sisters. And the only thing that you are doing is that you are simply just taking your seed and you are sowing it in secret. And then you're trusting somebody to make sure that it get where it's supposed to be. But either way, because you sold it, and that soul, you done it heartily as if it was for the Most High, then the Most High gonna make sure that you get a reward. Is it .com after your email? My email. Yeah, it's .com after the email. Always .com. Yep, Dimitri Milligan 78 at gmail.com. That's it. And we want to thank you, brothers and sisters, in advance, because we're gonna ship our beloved elder Emmanuel. We're gonna get him something over there. We're gonna make sure that he know, as well as the brothers and sisters that's here in the States. The problem that we having right now, we don't have a problem with brothers and sisters giving. We have a problem with brothers and sisters finding brothers and sisters that come along and just do things consistently. You understand what I'm saying? Because I can ask this thing today, and this is what usually happens. When we see somebody that have a need, we come out and we ask, and then the brothers and sisters bind together, and then we get what we need, and then we go and do it. You know what I'm saying? And then there's sometimes that brothers and sisters might call me, and it may not be nothing there. You see? And every situation is not a situation that I can just bring before the brothers and sisters on Facebook. Some situations are too sensitive. You see? But unless I bring the brothers and sisters before Israel, then they like tie my hands. And so sometimes we're unable to help. But when we have brothers and sisters that just make it up in their mind, hey, you know, Most High, you done blessed me with this job. I get $500 every. You know what? $15 of this $500. That's not much at all. I'm sowing this $15 on a consistent basis. That means that there'll be spans of time that don't nobody have no need. Just think if didn't nobody have no need for 6 months. And then people, brothers and sisters were still consistently sowing that $15 in there. 2 weeks, that $15 is consistently. Just imagine what you'll have stockpiled and what you'll have built up. Who knows what type of move that you'll be able to make? Who knows what you'll be able to do? Then you never know. The Most High might increase something so great to where it can open up a whole nother different ministry that can pull a whole another group of people in. It's just a matter of us just making a conscious decision to do something. So like to say, shalom once again to all of the brothers and sisters. Shouts out, double honors to all of my young kings and queens that's out here doing the work, those that strive to be obedient to the Most High. Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with the news as best as I can. We just want to say thank you all for everything that you have done. Be encouraged, be encouraged. Satan go to and fro like a roaring lion, seeing who he may devour. But the Most High promised, ain't no weapon formed against us gonna be able to prosper. Now this next video that's coming up is gonna be kind of tough. It's going to be kind of tough. It's going to be dealing with some of our sisters. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want nobody taking these things personal. I had one of the sisters came on a couple of days ago and asked me, do you have a problem with women? And I said, no, I don't have a problem with women. Do you have a problem with women? Well, no, I don't have a problem with women. Why do you say that? I said, I asked, do you have a problem with women? Because every time you hear me say anything about women, here you come. So you must have a problem with women. Because anytime you can see women that's moving sideways, but you don't want them to receive no type of correction or chastisement, then you'll have a serious problem with women. Because I don't hear from you or see you coming out like that on all of these different other things. It's only when I mention the women that you raise up and so no, I don't have a problem with women. I try to keep a very balanced ministry. And even when we're dealing with the women, we're dealing with the men. When we're dealing with the men, we're dealing with the women, because we are one functional unit. But oftentimes we have people that take things personal. Instead of taking something personal, see if you can see yourself. If you don't see yourself, thank the Father that you have overcome or you have gained victory in that area. And thank the Father for giving you understanding that you might be able to help the next sister that might be in this particular case, or brother for that matter. So until I get this little work out the way, I like to say, grace and peace be upon all of you. Shalom.